Hello. Welcome back to Kernel O'Truth's Miniature Issues and the continuing build of Undercrag City. In the last few episodes, you've seen me colouring the cave walls, sculpting in various little buildings and doorways, adding in lighting, hand drawing the stones for all of the paths and pavements, and all the while adapting my ideas as I go, such as building this little house high up on a rocky shelf, an afterthought really, but a nice one. You can watch me constructing this one in the previous episode. I'll put a link below. For today's episode, it's time to move on and get on with something new. It's time to do some work on the roof of the caves. I've decided no cave is complete without a few stately looking stalactites and stalagmites. I've shaped a piece of foam to add to the overhang at the back edge of the caves. And I'm mocking up stalactites from pieces of matchstick. There's a slot in the middle of the piece of foam, behind which I'm going to install green LEDs. This will allow light to flow through. There's a subterranean glow in these caves from something mysterious. Anyway, matchsticks aren't very mysterious and they're easy to work with. Shaping them very roughly with a knife and poking them into the foam. But I need to check it against the model so that when the foam is in place, they hang perfectly vertically. Stalactites are formed by water and minerals gradually building up as they fall from the cave roof, leaving deposits behind. This can only happen in a perfectly straight down manner. They wouldn't look realistic if they were sticking out at an angle. Now that I'm happy with the alignment of the sticks, I'm going to start texturing the cave roof, adding clay and PVA glue in the same way as I have done on all of the cave walls. As I work around the sticks, I'm adding small amounts of clay onto each one and shaping them into points. This is messy work. As I said earlier, I like to be open to new ideas and adapting and letting Undercrag develop as I go. But the order of events in these caves in particular is quite important. I don't want to reach a point where I can't actually get in to do the work I need to do, so I've got to start from the back edge of the caves, working towards myself, completing details, and then building in the roof. Almost there with these stalactites. I want them to look smooth and somewhat rounded. They shouldn't come to perfectly sharp points. Let's see how that's going to fit. Now that that's dry enough to handle and paint, I'm adding a dark grey base coat. Bit of a tidy up just there, removing a hair. Easily done with the trusty pointy stick. I'm really daubing this thick paint on. This is just house paint in a test pot. It's thickened up through use and time. I might have to thin it down soon, just with a bit of water. And now jumping ahead to the finished piece. This has been highlighted and washed in the same way as the cave walls. You can see all of that in previous episodes. I'll put links below. The stalactites started off as a light grey and I'm highlighting them white, bringing them up to quite a shine. I don't want them to look stony after all, I want them to look a bit more glossy. This is a heavy dry brushing technique. I don't want them to be perfectly white. I'm allowing some of the grey to come through. You can see I've got my green mosses and my blue and pink minerals there as well. Now for some pearlescent white ink. This is essentially a metallic ink. I'm putting it neat over the stalactites. I'll allow a little bit of overlap onto the roof. There. Just about done. Now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going over them with Mod Podge now. The Mod Podge will dry clear, essentially varnishing the stalactites. You can see again I've allowed a little bit of overlap onto the roof. They don't want to look like they've been stuck on, they need to look like they've gradually built up, blending in with the rocks above. And now it's time to add it to the rest of the model. I start by adding PVA at the points where the roof is going to touch the rock wall. There will be some gaps. These are actually deliberate in this case. I've added a little piece of foam board on the left so that everything's the right shape. And that's going to need to be held in place. Blue masking tape should do it. There's my little flickering light. That's going to look quite moody. With the roof in place and set, I can build stalagmites below the stalactites, the drips from above forming new structures far below. And here it is, lit by that mysterious green glow I mentioned. I think that's starting to look pretty special. I hope you've enjoyed this video. and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.